the 2020 Liberty League Men's Basketball Championships here at the East Campus Athletic Village in Shore, New York. Today is the championship game as the number 3 seed Bombers of Ithaca College take on the number 1 seed Engineers of West. With the winner mentions in 2020 NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championship Tournament. At this time, let's please rise and move your caps as we honor America with today's rendition of the national anthem performed by the Rusty Pipes.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to East Campus Stadium for today's Liberty League Championship game on the men's basketball side. Perilous Series Nancy Roy here on RPI TV, bringing you all the action. It's a fine sunny day in Troy, New York. RPI will take on the 3rd seed, RPI the 1 seed, into the 3 seed Bombers. They defeated Hobart yesterday, so they defeated the 2 seed to get here. They're the only team this season, Yancey, that's beaten RPI among all the Liberty League teams, and they play twice a year, every team. So certainly a tough matchup for RPI coming in.
Yeah, what you got is the top defense, that's RPI in the league, averaging just giving up 59.8 points a game, so under a 60, versus Ithaca, the top offense in the league, coming in at about 85 points per game. And you're right, Ithaca is the only team to beat RPI during the regular season. The Engineers went 17-1 in conference play. And that win for Ithaca came right here in this gym. Ithaca is 2-0 here in Troy this year. And if you look for some sort of common thread as to their success and why they've been able to win, they come out on fire, especially from three-point land. When they beat RPI here, 62-60, the Bombers made 10 three-point shots in the first half, built up a 20-point lead, and then barely hung on. And then yesterday, when they beat Hobart on this same floor, what did they do? They hit 10 three-pointers in the first half. Hobart rallied, cut it to 3 at one point in the second half. Ithaca made all of its free throws and closed out the win. Ithaca was the preseason coach's pick to win the tournament, to win everything here. RPI is sort of the surprise team, but the team that's dominated all year. So we'll see, offense versus defense, which side prevails to earn the NCAA automatic bid.
Yesterday, it was the Styler sign-in show. He had 36 points in the game, just one shy of his season high, which was also against Hobart earlier this season. He was 10 for 23 from the floor, 7 of 14 from beyond the arc, and 9 of 11 from the line. A huge game for him. Sebastian Alderete had 17. Riley Thompson, point guard, had 14. That was the most of their 80 points. I mean, that's, those three guys. So if you're RPI, obviously you need to know, you know what the focus needs to be on. The Engineers, on the other hand, are a different story. They really spread their offense around, and they're tougher to guard in that regard.
Yeah, the Engineers seem to have a different scoring leader almost every night. It seems that way anyway. And they certainly get contributions from all down rotation. They run about an 8-person rotation. Everyone certainly chipped in yesterday. Patrick Mahoney was the leading scorer. Mason Mimilar almost got a double-double. He had 13 points and 9 rebounds. The 2 freshmen who come off the bench, Will Rubin and Johnny Akbazo, at one point combined for 12 straight points, which was the key part of that game yesterday, where the Engineers pulled away from Union College. What was a 1-point game at halftime ended up being a 20-point win.
Ithaca winners of 10 in a row. RPI's won 5 straight. The Bombers on the season are 22-5. The Engineers, after their win yesterday, 23-3, the most in school history. RPI looking for that automatic bid. They might be in anyway thanks to their win yesterday, or maybe even before that. But here we go. The championship game from East Campus Arena. And RPI wins the opening tip. It'll be Dom Black to get things started for RPI. Mason Mimilar fouled out yesterday, had a solid day with 13 points. Kevin Davis kicks to the corner. Open 3 for Wayand. Off the back iron rebound. Davis, he threw it off of Thompson. It'll be RPI ball.
Yesterday against Union, RPI had a simple strategy: pound the ball inside, inside, inside. Scored a lot of points inside the paint. Watch for them to try to do that initially here against Ithaca, but they certainly aren't afraid to take the 3-point shot either.
Here's Black. Kick to the corner. Now driving is Mahoney. Hands it off to Mimilar. Twisting and turning, gets a look off the window, no. And a rebound there to Alderete. Right back the other way goes Thompson with a quick attempt, and it was altered, the shot was, and RPI gets the rebound.
Nice help defense, both Mimilar and Wayand kind of crashing down. Thompson, here's a steal.
And a steal the other way, layup for Sinan is good.
He had 36 points yesterday. He hit 10 three-pointers, yes, 10 three-pointers.
7 3-pointers.
7 three-pointers, yes,
Yeah.
36 points total. And he's got the first basket this afternoon.
Wayand. Nice pass down low. Black kicks it out. Open 3, Davis. Got it! An early basket for Kevin Davis, who made a 3 yesterday. Only shoots about 25% from beyond the arc, but RPI will take that. An open look for him.
Yeah, Mahoney, Mimilar, and Black are their 3 leading scorers, but they always count on some sort of contribution from the other guys, whether it's Davis, Wayand, Angbazo, or Rubin.
Corner 3 here for the Bombers. That's off the mark, as it was Brian Carl, the junior from East Petersburg, Pennsylvania. Post for Davis. Faces up into the lane, kicks it out. 3-pointer Mahoney. That's way strong, and maybe a little bit of nerves there for Patrick Mahoney. He's the team's leading scorer. You know, get that first shot up, but you don't want to airball it like that.
You know, the Engineers have had a dominant theme here this year, which is kind of struggle and battle in the first half and then often take control or go on a run in the second half. Mahoney kind of embodied a little bit of that yesterday. Had a slow start in the first half, but really took off in the second.
Step back, 2-pointer for Alderete on the line. 4-3 Ithaca with an early advantage. Dom Black once again for the Engineers. Sophomore from Arlington, Massachusetts, into Mimilar. To the corner, Davis open again for 3, and he hits it again.
Again, that's what they'll need, is some contribution from guys who don't often score a ton, but can get 6, 8, 9 points to make a contribution. You won't see RPI like Ithaca yesterday with one guy scoring 36. It's usually 6 or 7 guys on the board for them.
Now Sinan, an awkward-looking attempt to the 3 is off the mark. Quickly ahead come the Engineers. Black. Skip to the corner. Davis thought about another, and an offensive foul on Mimilar. Trying to work his way through the lane, and they can't afford Mimilar to get into foul trouble. He is probably their best post scorer overall.
Easily. At Ithaca College, for those who are not familiar with the Bombers, again, they have the highest scoring offense in the league, coming in at 85 points a game. And really, it's three guys who dominate. The point guard who has the ball right there, Sinan, along with Sebastian Alderete, number 10, and Riley Thompson, number 3.
Thompson for 3, no. Rebound to Memelar, had to battle for it. Back comes Black with pace. Kicks it out, Davis a third 3. Off the front iron, tipped by Mahoney, rebound to Alderete. So RPI going to Davis early here. He's hit a couple. Now a dribble drive and a kick. Open 3 for Carl, got that. Ithaca back in front.
Brian Carl is a guy who had a great game here against against RPI when they met during the regular season. He hit the first 3-point shot of the game, and he scored the final 3 points in the game in what was a 62-60 win for Ithaca.
Memelar. Inside, tough catch, Black, triple teamed, and the pass is intercepted. Now a run out, tapped by Davis. That came off of Alderete. It's going to be RPI ball. Good hustle by Davis to get back on defense. We got a timeout on the floor. 15:48 to go first half. A spirited opening few minutes here between RPI and the Ithaca Bombers.
Yeah, you saw Kevin Davis has hit a couple of 3-pointers. Ithaca defense kind of sagging back off of him and trying to just jam up Memelar and Mahoney, the Engineers' 2 leading scorers right now. It's going to be key for the Engineers. If Davis can hit that shot, if Wayan can score, if Black can score, then Ithaca will be forced to stop packing it again against the 2 Engineers' big men. Engineers off to a 2 of 6 start from the field. Ithaca 3 of 7. Engineers 2 buckets and 2 3-pointers by Davis. Ithaca 1 out of 4 in 3-pointers. Again, taking a look at how they matched up during the regular season. Both teams won on the road. RPI beat Ithaca 72-64 in Ithaca. Ithaca won here in Troy 62-60. In both games, RPI didn't make a lot of 3-pointers. 3 in the first one, only 6 in the second. Ithaca, and by contrast, had 8 in the first game and then 13 in the second. In that game here in Troy, one of the worst starts of the season for the Engineers. They were down 20 points in the first half, had an incredible rally in the second, took the lead 60-59 with just over a minute to go, but kind of ran out of gas. Perry, they missed their last 6 shots of the game. Ithaca got a steal, a layup, a free throw, and ended up winning 62-60.
RPI will still take that style of game, though, Yancey, I think.
Yeah,
62-60 is right the range they want to be in. They don't want to get into
exactly.
an 80, 85-point game each way with this team, which can really score.
Yeah, mentioning Sinan, Thompson, and Alderete, not only are they the leading scorers for Ithaca, they are the 3 leading scorers in the entire Liberty League Conference. Combined, the 3 guys come in at right at about 50 points a game total.
So back to action here out of the timeout. Mahoney at the top of the key. Sing Sing, New York. Kicks to the corner. Now Davis again. 3-pointer is up and good from Johnny Agbazo with a couple of big 3s yesterday.
Yeah, sort of both from a corner shot from the side where most of the fans are, opposite of the team benches. Kind of likes that side of the court.
Alderete jump stop in the lane and a good little 4-footer. Ties the game at 9. Davis, high post. Gives it back, little give and go. Chippy, Black missed it in the left hand. Sinan in the lane, tough shot, front rim. Battle for the rebound, Ruben's got it. So RPI going to the bench here with Ruben and Agbazo. Turned into 3 points quickly. Now a 3-pointer is good for Black.
Tom Black, the point guard for the Engineers, does a little bit of everything. And he leads them in assists, and get this, he leads them in rebounds as well.
Tough catch. Carl finishes down low.
Boy, that's a nice pass from Sinan. Just led him perfectly. A little bit of a give and go there.
Carl with an early 5 points. Here's Davis. Kicks it out. Dom Black on the wing. Davis again, back to Black. Angbazo, he'll drive, spins in the lane. Tough shot, didn't get it to go, but he drew the foul. And Angbazo will head to the free throw line. Angbazo, a 68% foul shooter. Freshman from Tenafly, New Jersey, 6'5". He's been a great addition to this RPI club, certainly helping them to the heights they've gotten to this year. Free throw good. More substitutions. Weigh in Coulter for the first time, joining the action. Memelar and Weigh-in, the lone starters out there. Changes for Ithaca as well, as we see Zach Warwick for the first time, as well as Alex Barron. Carl checks out after a couple of buckets for him. Angbazo sinks the second. RPI up by 3. Alderete, crossover dribble. Runs into Memelar, down low. This is Warwick. He'll step around the screen. Alderete, skip pass. Stepping in is Mitchell, now a three-pointer. Sign-in off the mark, battle for the rebound. And Angbazo has it.
This is Will Rubin, one of the freshmen who get a lot of playing time. When he's in, he's often running the point, as he did most of the second half yesterday for the Engineers.
Nice catch inside by Rubin, cut off there by Warwick. Now Weigh-in in the lane, lost the handle, lost the ball. Back comes Sign-in. They have numbers through the Bombers. A layup, Sign-in, nice defense there, and they get the rebound. And now a run out for Memelar. And that was close to goaltending by Mitchell, but he gets the layup to go.
One way or another, it looked like he got a tip on the ball, but result
went in
same anyway, yeah.
First basket for Memelar. Alderete driving. Scoop layup with a left hand. Pretty finish there for Alderete.
Boy, that's just a terrific move. He was kind of in no man's land, nowhere to go with the ball, so he just took it straight to the hoop and got the scoop shot to go.
Simon Alderete is from Miami Springs, Florida. Memelar took a bump in the high post, kicks it out to Weigh-in. Tough catch there. Made it tougher, I guess Rubin did. Now a kick to the corner. Weigh-in pulls up for 3. That's a little strong. Dances off the top of the glass. Memelar gets the rebound. And we got a travel on Memelar down low. Basketball back to the Bombers. RPI leading by 3.
There's a little bit of bumping there, but no call. Memelar didn't get rid of it soon enough. He kind of got double teamed and had nowhere to go. Ended up shuffling his feet. As you see, Coach Mark Gilbride kind of talking it over with the ref there, saying just that Memelar kind of got bumped, and that's why he slid his feet.
Warwick driving and in a reach in on Memelar. That's his second. He's going to have to come out. We're going to get a timeout on the floor. 11:56 to play, first half. RPI leading at 16-13, and not the worst start for RPI. They've had some tough goes of it in first halves recently. Not yesterday, I guess, but the few games at the end of the regular season, yes, they started really slowly. This is not a bad start for RPI.
That's right. Against Ithaca, again, not too long ago, right here in Troy, the Bombers just came out bombing that day and actually had a 20-point lead in the first half. The Engineers regrouped. It's sort of been their MO all season, is to really come back strong in the second half. They were down 18 at the half, fought back, took the lead by 1, ended up losing by 2. Yeah, I mean, so far the offense is a little herky-jerky, not really smooth right now, but again, considering what happened the last time these two teams meet, you got to think RPI is not unhappy with how it's progressing so far.
RPI, as we look at the stat leaders so far, we're not just over 8 minutes in. 6 points for Davis, a couple of three-pointers. Angbazo has 5. Sebastian Alderete 6, and Brian Carl, the 2 baskets he's made, a 3 amongst those. 1 for 5 from beyond the arc so far from Ithaca, so not the same start they had, obviously. We're talking about Yancey, and then RPI's 4 of 8 from 3. So a little bit of a role reversal so far.
Yeah, like we said in the opening, Ithaca's won 2 games this year in Troy. In both games, the Bombers hit 10 three-pointers in the first half. So RPI making a much stronger effort to deny the three-point shot, being up on defenders, not giving really any open looks so far.
Inbound here to Liam Spellman in the game. Now Sinan. He's been quiet so far after the 36 he scored yesterday. Nice kick out to the corner. Three-pointer too strong from Warwick, and a rebound comes off to Wayan. Coulter.
Right now, the Engineers are out there with a set of 5 guys, none of their top 3 scorers on the floor right now. So who's going to bring the offense?
Rubin a kick, Wayan to the tough low catch. Kicks it out on Bazo, driving. Baby hook, no, gets his own rebound, gets the putback to go! Johnny Angbazo.
Boy, that's just a terrific individual effort by Angbazo. Fighting in traffic, was outnumbered. Somehow got the ball and got it back up for the shot.
You know, when you put the shot up, you kind of have an idea if you missed it short. I think he did. That little second jump he made, he was the first one, too, and able to stick it home. There's a wing 3 off the back rim. Fight for the rebound. Warwick kicks it out. Long 2 is good for Alderete. He's not afraid to put it up. He took 17 shots yesterday, made 6 of them, but he had 17 points thanks to his free throws and three-point shooting.
Yeah, and especially when fortune happens that he gets the ball out there almost all alone 15 feet away. I mean, Rubin made an attempt to kind of close out on him, but pretty wide open look for Alderete.
Rubin. Hesitation dribble. Kicks it out. Coulter. Extra pass. Wayan wide open in the corner. Rims out. Tipped out by Rubin. And a whistle and a foul as Rubin is down.
Looks like he got an elbow in the head. It's going to be Alderete. And if you look at Alderete, he's looking at his right elbow and kind of holding it like, you know, one of those accidental contacts.
Right.
But Rubin is still down.
They're going to call out the trainer.
And, you know, Will Rubin's a freshman who's made a lot of contributions to this team this year.
So Hassan Kim out to check on Rubin. We have to hope he's all right here, not only for how well he's been playing, but the Engineers need Rubin, you know, in future games too.
Yeah, he comes in as the 4th leading scorer on the team, 9.2 points per game. He's played in all 26 games, only 1 start. But as we see today, he comes in early. Usually when he's in, he does a lot of the ball handling duties. He's very athletic, as we saw him get the tip out on that play to save the possession for the Engineers. But boy, he's kind of squinting his eyes and kind of breathing heavy from his mouth there as he moves slowly to the bench.
I looked like he got popped in the nose. He's back up on his feet. That's good to see. The foul was on Alderete. His first, just the 2nd team foul. 2 team fouls each way.
We're still waiting for the floor to get cleaned up here. Again, some recap. If you follow the team at all, the Engineers had a school record winning streak this year, had won 18 in a row, coming into this game with 23-3. That's the most wins in any one season in school history. Regular season conference title here. Now trying to close it out with a conference championship. As Perry mentioned earlier, if they don't win, they still do have a chance at an outside bid, at an at-large bid, but certainly they want to win it outright, the conference championship. The Engineers have not won it since 2009.
The banner's sitting right to our left. Davis, and he traveled, or double dribbled, excuse me. He was going to make a pass, and then he realized Angbazo maybe wasn't looking, and he tried to adjust and put the ball on the floor again.
Ithaca's a school that just joined the Liberty League 3 years ago, but they have a long, proud history of college basketball in Division III. 12 NCAA appearances, including 3 straight.
Well, there's an adjustment, and that did not work out for Zakoriak.
Yeah, it's his first action today. They're giving a little bit of a breather there to sign him.
Bazo, three-pointer no. Mahoney battling for the rebound, and he's fouled, and the Engineers so far doing a real good job on the offensive glass, and they've created some second shots for themselves.
Yeah, that was Davis and Mahoney fighting for the ball amongst each other before the foul call.
Black to inbound, nice catch on Bazo, missed it long, and the rebound comes off there to Spellman. Bit of a dry spell in this game, 18-15 RPI. Coming up on 9.5 to go in the first half. Kick out Thompson, deflected, back out to center court. Carl back to get it first. Good hands by Bazo, nearly forced the steal. And now, I think they're going to call a hold on Bazo. A bit of a hand fight there with Alderete.
And I want to mention Riley Thompson, number 3 for Ithaca, came into this game as the league's leading scorer. He's been held scoreless so far through the first 10+ minutes of this game.
Total rebounds right now are 14-6 RPI. Alderete down the lane, blocked by Bazo.
A terrific move. Bazo really had some big contributions in the first 10 minutes of this ball game. Saw him score on that putback with a great effort, and we saw him hit a 3-pointer, and now a block of Alderete.
If they can neutralize Alderete and this guy sign him, as that 3-pointer is off from Simon, they'll go a long way to RPI winning this game. Tough catch there as Black on that release. Ball just kept fading away from Davis, and he couldn't hold on to it.
Ithaca is 1 of 7 from 3-point land so far in the first half. A marked difference from the first time these two teams met here on this floor when they hit 10 3-pointers in the first half.
There's a kick out here, Sinan dribbling. Thompson down the lane, has some room, layup is good.
Well, that's just a terrific move. He had the bigger guy, Mahoney, on him, and he just kind of hesitated for a second, had a drop step and blew right by him for the left-handed layup. His first basket of the game for the conference's leading scorer.
Bazo. Davis. Triple team on Mahoney. Stripped away, Mahoney gets it back. 7 to shoot. Bazo dribble drive. Down low for Davis, intercepted. With speed now come the Bombers. Zakoriak layup good. 1-point game.
Nice little Euro step by Zakoriak. That was a bad, back on this side, that was really a bad possession for the Engineers. Forced passes, they threw it into Mahoney when he was triple teamed. Davis was really covered when they tried to get it to him. They need to kind of get some flow back going on offense here.
Mahoney, driving off the glass, gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in.
The Engineers would love to just pound the paint, score a lot of points inside.
Alderete sign in a jumper from the free throw line, and he's just off right now. Skylar Sinan.
And a timeout for the Engineers. 20-19 RPI with 7:32 to go here in the first half. Take a quick look at some of the stats. Field goal percentage, both teams kind of cool so far. Ithaca 9 out of 22, that's 41%. RPI 7 of 18, that's 39%. The stat that I'm most looking at, there's a couple of them. One is the 3-pointers. RPI is 4 out of 10, which is, that's actually a pretty good output for one half of basketball for
they'll
RPI.
They'll take 40% for sure.
Ithaca 1 out of 8 from distance, and then the other one is rebounds, and the Engineers really dominating right there, 17-7 RPI.
And they might have a bigger lead than the 1 point if it wasn't for the turnovers. RPI's already turned it over 8 times to Ithaca's 1.
Those are repeats of the last 2 times these teams met. RPI dominates on the boards. Ithaca, with perhaps a quicker lineup, ends up getting more turnovers, creating more turnovers, and they rely on basically the 3-pointers to keep them going. Looking at some of the individual numbers, Alderete, the leading scorer for Ithaca with 8, Carl with 5, and you got Thompson signed in with 2. Over on the RPI side, Johnny Angbazo off the bench with 7 points. He's their team leader. Kevin Davis with 6. You got Don Black with 3, Memelar with 2, and Mahoney with 2. Only Memelar has been in foul trouble. He picked up 2 early fouls. He's been on the bench for a while. Looks like he's about ready to check back in. Yeah, even with him in trouble, they've been dominating on the boards. But besides the rebounding, they like to go to him in the low post offensively, and they haven't really been able to do much of that so far in the first half.
Important stretch right now with Mahoney and Memelar in the game, and RPI leading by a point. Especially defensively, how they go about things and who Memelar guards, although some of his fouls have been at the offensive end of the floor, which you don't want.
Just note that Ruben is back in after taking that elbow in the head and looking a little woozy.
Davis passes up with 3 here to kick it to the wing. Now Memelar spinning inside. Carl tries to draw a foul. Memelar goes up and sticks it in. An important no call there. It could have been Memelar's 3rd, but a good no call.
Yeah.
He's not set and just kind of flopped. Now a loose ball. Black fighting for it to stay at this end of the floor. He was fighting there with Simon.
Engineers home crowd starting to get into it a little, appreciating the effort by Black, trying to pull off the steal on the sideline there.
Here is Sikoriak. Simon gets a screen. Davis switches on to him. Mitchell thought about a long 3, then tries to feed it inside, and it's stolen away by Memelar. Good hands there by the big man. Black finds Ruben. Fake a pass, take a 3. Got it! Welcome back to the game, Will Ruben. RPI up by 6.
Yeah, he was rattled by that elbow to the head, but seems to have shaken it off. His first basket of the game.
Thompson thought about 3. Gets it back for a long one, and that one's way short. Memelar picks up the rebound in the air ball. Now a good stretch pass here, and a foul on Davis. He was going up for the layup. Black can really zing those long passes up the floor. We saw one there. He didn't connect to Davis the first time, but that time we found him.
Yeah, Black and Ruben, like when they see that play develop, those are the 2 guys who won't shy away from trying to throw the home run pass. Never see Way in setting the check back in, probably for Davis.
Free throw's good for Kevin Davis. His first free throw attempt of the game.
Davis averages just 5.5 on the season. He's not one of their main scorers, obviously. He's more in there for his defense, rebounding, and sort of the way he fits into the flow of the game and moving the ball and sort of always being in the right place. But he's off to a hot start here. This will be his 8th point.
Yep,
team high
from the line, right? Davis, 76% foul shooter, makes them both. And we got a timeout, Ithaca. 6:14 left in this first half. RPI's opened up an 8-point lead. You are watching RPI Men's Basketball in the Liberty League Championship game on RPI TV. Perilous Garrison, Yancey Roy here. Sunny day, probably one of the nicer days we've had so far. It's already March, I would say this February, but it's not February anymore, it's March 1st. 9 straight points here for the Engineers. They gave up the lead on that layup by Sikoriak and put Ithaca up 19-18 with 8:13 to go. And now we've had a stretch of 2 minutes, well, 1 minute and 59 to be exact. But the Engineers have scored 9 straight, and they've had tough defense. They had really forcing some tough shots from Ithaca. Simon missed on a jumper. Alderete missed on a jumper. Mitchell with a turnover. Thompson with a long 3 was missed. So, I mean, this has been a best 2-minute stretch of the game so far here for the Engineers, and it's why they've taken an 8-point lead. This is Sikoriak, sophomore from Cresthill, New Jersey. Open 3 from the wing is good. Second 3-pointer for Brian Carl, who now has 8 points and a big 3 for the Bombers to pull back within 5.
He's already above his season scoring average at 7.7.
Davis. Black. Davis again in traffic. Catch by Mahoney. He's fouled. Is it on Alderete? If it is, it's his second. And it is. 2 fouls on Alderete.
Yeah, he had the size advantage. He had 2 men on him, Sikoriak and Alderete. But with the size advantage, the Engineers were just determined to get the pass down to him on the block.
Memilon backing his way in on Carl. Up with the right hand, a little too strong, and a rebound to Alderete. Carl wants another 3. And he's got it, he's feeling it right now. 11 points for Carl.
All right, one thing we're seeing is both teams getting big offensive contributions from guys who are not normally their leading scorer. Brian Carl's got 10 or 11 points. He's only averaging 7.7 on the year. On the RPI side, you've got Davis and Angbazo really chipping in the first half.
Bombers seem content to leave Wayand open in the corner. This time Ruben drives and scores. Nice finish there by Ruben. He's 2 for 2 after getting socked in the face. Thompson thinking about a 3 again was Carl. He's closed out there by Black. Alderete for 3. He's got it. And the Bombers are heating up. It's a 1-point game again.
Yeah, Will Rubin was trying to be very aggressive on offense and ended up going double team Thompson, but that gave enough room for Alderete to get a good look at that shot.
Rubin for 3. That's too strong. Rebound to Sinan.
10-2 run now for Ithaca. Cut it back to 1 point.
Skylar Sinan. Alderete driving in. Step back from the free throw line. He's fouled by Wayand. He'll go to the line with 4:10 to go in the first half.
I should say 9-2 run. It was 27-19. Yep. That was the biggest lead of this ball game. But now a chance for Ithaca to not only tie, but take the lead.
Alderete's first 2 free throws of the game.
It's been a 2-man show on offense for Ithaca. A guy you would expect, Alderete, who's got 11, and a guy you wouldn't really expect, Brian Carl, also with 11.
2 for 2 yesterday at the free throw line was Alderete, 77% on the year. First one finds the front rim, but it goes down. Ties 29. Davis comes in for Memillar. I feel like they got some good minutes out of Memillar with the 2 fouls. Probably taking a regular rotation sit down here. But important to get him, keep him playing all 40 minutes here, or at least available. 1-point lead for Ithaca. Here's Ruben driving, kicks it out to Mahoney, who's been quiet today. Really turned it on at the end of yesterday's game. Did Mahoney. Now Ruben again kicks it out. Mahoney for 3 straight away, too strong. Rebound, Wayand fighting for it. Sinan knocks it out of bounds. RPI is going to keep it.
Nice hustle by Mitchell Wayand there, battling 2 guys. And forcing the ball out of bounds on Ithaca. So each team has had a little bit of a run. RPI was down by 1, went on a 9-0 run to go up by 8. Ithaca has answered that with an 11-2 run, 30-29. Sort of, in some ways, a lot like what we saw yesterday with Union in the first half, where it was just back and forth and back and forth. One team going on a little run, the other responding. Both teams still really trying to kind of find their way offensively. Shooting percentages kind of reflect that. Ithaca right now 12 out of 26 for 46%. And just 4 3-pointers, which is important to keep that raw number down on 3-pointers for the RPI defense. Engineers offense not clicking right now. 10 out of 24 on field goals. That's 42%. However, they have hit 5 3-pointers, 5 out of 13. The Engineers not really a 3-point shooting team, so that's a good percentage for them. They are totally dominating in rebounds, 19-9. But on the flip side, there's the turnover category. The Engineers have been forced into 8. Ithaca, perhaps maybe the best ball handling club in the league, has just 2 turnovers so far this afternoon. We were mentioning also, Perry, this Ithaca's just 3rd year in the league, but they have a really long tradition of good basketball at IC. In 89 years of seasons, they've had 61 winning campaigns. They've been to the NCAA 12 times. Their best run perhaps was in 2011, 12, and 13, where they went 3 straight times. They were a member then of the Empire 8 Conference in upstate New York. And in fact, they made the Sweet 16 in 2013. And they were predicted to be picked by the coaches in the preseason to win the conference. They finished tied for 2nd, but here they are in the conference championship against the Engineers.
Black to inbound. Finds Davis. Mahoney. Going for the steal there was Mitchell. Skip past Rubin. Thought about 3. And is a hand check foul called on Sinan. That's just his first foul, the team's 6th.
Well, a little bit of a break there for RPI because that was a kind of a stagnant possession. The ball wasn't really moving that well. Gets them a chance to reset here.
Black. Mahoney poked away. Very aggressive as Mitchell on Mahoney. Trying to deny him the ball. And now a hand check here.
Yeah, when Engineers are trying to drive to the basket, Ithaca's been very aggressive about just sort of, trying to chest bump them, trying to get the chest out there and force them to the baseline. And sometimes it's worked. That time, Mitchell gets called for the foul against Mahoney. And now it's a bonus situation. 17 foul on Ithaca. So the final 3.5 minutes here, any foul by Ithaca will result in free throws for RPI.
Mahoney at 63% on the year. Front end is no good. And the rebound comes off to Sinan, who was 3 for 4 yesterday, Mahoney. Finished with 19 points to lead RPI. Thompson. Warwick back in. Spin move there. Sinan gets it out to Thompson. He's closed down quickly there. Now Sinan driving, tough shot in the lane, too strong. Rebound comes off to Rubin. RPI down by 1 here, under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Don Black. And we got a carry, the turnover on Rubin.
Probably a play that gets undercalled. And probably in college basketball and pros, you got to sometimes
certainly
pretty flagrant.
Certainly
to
in the
do
pros,
it
gets undercalled.
Yeah.
They probably do a better job here. Thompson kicks it out. Warwick going to drive. Sinan thought about 3 down the lane. Layup is good. The Bombers now up by 3 here.
Defensive error there by the Engineers. Kind of just left the middle of the lane wide open. Davis.
Open 3 in the corner is good for Rubin. We're tied at 32.
First 3-pointer for Rubin.
That is his second.
Second, you're right. Yep. He's got 8 overall, 8 points overall.
Sinan driving, gets bumped. Throws it out to the top of the key. Battle for the loose ball. And a nice play there by Don Black. He was the first one to it. He had to kind of reach down by his feet, and he was able to get it to a teammate. Way in. Davis, and now Mahoney. He'll pull up for a long 3. That's off the side iron. And a rebound back to the Bombers.
Still a slow going first half for both Mahoney and Memolo.
Corner 3, no good. A foul is called on Mahoney. He can't believe it. And to the line for 3 is going to be Carl.
Looks as though the ref is telling Coach Mark Gilbride he did not give him room to come down. Frankly, we were a little shaded by the RPI bench there, so I couldn't see where the feet came down, but a chance for 3 free throws here for Carl.
And this is the first.
Who's been the unexpected source of offense for the Bombers so far here in the first half. He averages just 7.7 on the year per game, and he's got 11 here in the first half.
Second one's good. Rasheed Wallace once said the ball doesn't lie. I was going to say if you missed all 3, that might have been the case, but we'll see. And it's 2 of 3. 2-point lead for Ithaca. If I was quoting Rasheed, it'd be ball don't lie. I guess I should do it the right way. 34-32.
Mahoney really trying to fight for position there. Signing fronting him down the block, and there's a miscommunication. Even in black.
Final minute 5 here in the first half. Sign-in for 3, got that to go. You can shoot off the dribble better than most I've seen here.
Yeah, nice screen, left him a pretty open look.
Yeah. 5-point lead for Ithaca. Rubin. Mahoney inside, turning. Left-hand layup, no good, and a rebound to Spellman. There's about a 5-second difference or so, maybe 4-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock here.
Ithaca on an 18-5 run. They were down 8 points. It looked like RPI was just ready to take control of this game with a lot of fans in the stands, fired up. And a timeout by Ithaca. They really regrouped and they dominated the last 5 minutes of this half.
Tough 3, sign-in off the front rim, rebound, he gets it back, and he's fouled. With 4.5 seconds left in the half. Sign-in's going to the line. Kind of
Well, what you referenced on Bazo play early in the first half, the shooter sometimes knows when the shot's off, and especially if it's short. And Sign-in recognized that. His 3-pointer came up short, but he was immediately on the ball for the offensive rebound. So if he makes this free throw, that'll make it a 19-5 run for Ithaca in the final 5 minutes of this half. They're really turning around the tone of the game.
Second one is good. Ithaca by 6. RPI has drawn up here for the final play of this half. Rubin inbounded, 2 seconds. Pulls up for a long 3, and he got it! Will Rubin from nearly half court. And it's a 3-point game as we go to the break.
Boy, did RPI need that one. We just got finished saying Ithaca was on a 19-5 run to totally turn around the tone here. And the crowd had gone really quiet. Will Rubin with a shot nearly from half court puts it in and cuts the lead down to 3. So 38-35. Rubin, by the way, with a team-high 11 points here in the first half. Over on the Ithaca side, 13 for Alderete and the 13 for Brian Carl. You know, we've seen, the RPI has gotten to this point. They're down 3. And on the bright side, they haven't had a lot of contributions from their 2 top scorers. Memilar and Mahoney, I believe, have a total of 6 points between them. Those are the 2 guys who usually lead the offense. So you can look at it and say, hey, our 2 guys haven't gotten on track. We're right in the ball game. We're down by 3. We're at home. We usually play well in the second half. On the Ithaca side, you can say, look, we were down 8 and we weathered a big storm where the game could have gotten out of control. And we've shown that we're going to stick in this game. And by the way, our best scorers, especially Riley Thompson, has been held down the entire first half. We can play better in the second half. So it's going to be exciting to see which team is able to take control.
All right, well, the second half coming up in just a bit. Ithaca by 3 at the half. You're watching the Liberty League Championship game on RPI TV.
And welcome back to the second half of the Liberty League Basketball Conference Championship game here at the East Campus Arena in Troy. I'm Yancey Roy along with Perry Lascaris to bring you the action. Ready to go in the second half. It's going to be a tight one. Ithaca 38, RPI 35 as we get underway.
Might as well get back out here. Jumper from the wing is good by Alderete, and it's back to a 5-point lead for Ithaca.
You know, one of the stats, halftime stats that jumped out at me, Perry, is just shot attempts from inside the lane. Ithaca with 14 and RPI with just 12, and that's not a number we would have expected to see.
We got a foul on the floor here as Alderete came flying in, does a couple of push-ups.
Yeah, he's going to get his
third foul. That's a big play early in this game. You saw by the basket he just made, he's been a big part of their offense.
Yeah, he's got a team-high 15, game-high 15. Here's Dom Black from the corner.
That's off the mark, and a rebound to Alderete. Stays in the game.
Ithaca's defense can really pack it in down in the lane and allow the three-point shots to happen.
That's off as well, and a rebound there to Davis. Mitchell weighing. Now here's Memelar. Mason Memelar shoots over the top and scores. It's kind of a tricky play if you're not used to expecting it.
He does it a few times a game where he wheels around on his defender and kind of tries to shoot it flat-footed before the defender can get up for a block.
Simon, three-pointer, no. Alderete, rebound, yes.
Well, there was sort of an over-enthusiasm hurting the Engineers because Mahoney and Davis both had a shot at the ball. They collided, and it ended up in the hands of Alderete, who said, "Thank you very much," and put it back in.
Pass inside, nice steal there. Defensively, it was Carl. Now Alderete driving, layup, no. Rebound, fought for. Springs to Wayne, and now we get a whistle and a foul. We're going to get Mitchell a reach for grabbing the jersey, it looks like.
Yes, maybe he was thrown by the behind-the-back dribble by Mason. Certainly the crowd appreciated it.
I was thrown by it, I'll tell you that.
You know what? It's going to be see how RPI tries to execute its offense here. They're really trying to force it down low to either Mahoney or Memelar, and Ithaca seems to be, really just packing it in down low, double teaming. They'll give up the three-pointer. They just are trying to really deny the ball down low.
Black driving, tough shot, and they call a foul on the ball. Mitchell is incensed right now.
Yeah, it looked like his hand got all ball, but they're calling him for the body foul.
That's his fourth, so Mitchell will have to sit down again. He's a starter. He doesn't have any points today, but I'm sure he's in there for his defense.
Well, he had a terrific game offensively here in Troy. In fact, he scored the winning points for Ithaca. Scored the first points and the last points of the ball game. But he's been hampered by fouls, no points, and now he's going to have to sit for probably a long time here with 4.
Free throw here is short. For Black.
It's Spellman in for Mitchell, number 30.
Mitchell did not score yesterday. Both free throws are off. They're going to get a foul on Memelar here, so now he's going to have his third.
We've seen a couple of instances here early on of just Engineers almost over-enthusiastic. That one by Memelar, trying to get an offensive rebound on a free throw, just going at it too much and going over the back. Down on the offensive side, we've seen Mahoney and Davis collide, ended up in an easy basket for Ithaca. So we're seeing settle down a little bit here.
Depth will be tested early on in the second half on both sides now with the foul trouble. Alderete to Thompson. Back to Alderete, catching the lane, up and good. And he has been much more efficient tonight than he was, or today than he was yesterday, Alderete.
19 points, nearly half the Bombers' total.
6 out of 17 yesterday, but he's filling it up today, almost not missing. Davis. Three-pointer, good! RPI needed that, Dom Black from the wing.
Yeah, the 7-point lead for a minute there. That was Ithaca's largest of the game. Black cutting it back down to 4.
Alderete's 8 out of 10, and we got a reach-in foul on Black. For Don Black, that's just his first and the second team foul. So 3 team fouls already on Ithaca, 2 on RPI. We're not 3 minutes into the second half.
Engineers' big 3 scores, Memelo, Black, and Davis. Really quiet in the first half. They're going to need them in the second.
And Mahoney.
Or rather, yes, I'm sorry, Mahoney.
Right. They got scoring from Davis. Right. Nice pass inside. Layup is missed. Little bunny there from Spellman. And now Black driving on Thompson. Tough shot. He got it. Back to a 2-point game. Sinan. Little fake screen inside. Carl went up. He was underneath the rim and didn't have anything to shoot at. And now Black. Angbazo driving. Should be a blocking foul. Oh, boy. He was not set.
I mean,
that was poor.
Yeah, sometimes there's makeup calls in basketball. No one will ever admit to that. But, you know, Ithaca was barking about the foul on Mitchell, and Carl wanted a block foul on Mahoney. That was clearly a block there that went.
Folks watching, they can next time out, just rewind the bar, your scroll bar on YouTube, and go watch that again as Thompson goes up for the layup.
Riley Thompson, leading scorer in the league, had just 2 points in the first half. That's his first basket of the second for Engineers will have to keep an eye on him. They've done a great job of keeping him in check so far.
Yeah. We haven't had much argument with the officiating really all weekend. It's been solid. And that's probably our first complaint. Angbazo given some room, misses on that 2-point jump shot. Here's Thompson slithering down the lane. Layup is... They're going to call an offensive foul here. Offensive foul. All right.
Well,
that's a makeup call.
Yes.
You'll definitely take that.
Yeah. And you know, now it's going to be hard for each team. Look, these are young guys, college guys, very emotional in this championship game. Both sides kind of unhappy on the calls the last 2 or 3 possessions.
We can call it even now.
Yeah, and Coach, I think I'm calling a timeout now to sort of steady their hand. Kind of, Thompson was upset, Mitchell was upset. Reflective of what's at stake here.
Absolutely.
Right?
You know, both of these teams, in my opinion, deserve to be in the NCAA tournament. You look at their resumes. We talk about their records at the top of the broadcast. But Ithaca's 22-5, and you have RPI, and they went 15-3 in the league. They were almost, you know, if not for RPI's incredible 17-1 run, they would be the top seed to be hosting this tournament. But a very top-heavy league this year, which included these 2 teams and Hobart as well.
Right. Engineers equaled the school record for winning streak, 18 games at one point. Only lost 1 game at home all year, coincidentally, right against these Ithaca Bombers. And what was a lower scoring game, this one, I mean, we might see the defensive intensity pick up a little bit, but this one on track to score a little bit more than 122 points that we had when they met the first time. But yeah, now we've got some players getting in foul trouble here in the second half. Getting upset at the foul
Both
calls.
sides. It's going to be interesting to see how the next block charge goes, I'll tell you that much. 15:50 to go. RPI trails Ithaca in this Liberty League Championship game by 4 points. Mason Memlar back in there.
Well, they're really trying to force it down low to
Right.
Angbazo.
Trying to get into Angbazo. Tough shot. Memlar. It's actually a pass. And it'll stay here.
Oh, that's a bad call.
Oh, my goodness.
Angbazo never touched the ball.
He never touched it.
Maybe a ref coming to consult.
No.
Are you sure? And he says no.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, there's been very, as you said, yesterday
we have no
very
complaints, and
solid
now
officiating,
all of a
and
sudden
now we've got this little 2-minute stretch here.
Trying to take advantage there with Sinan. Mahoney gets pushed in the back on the rebound, and back we go. This has a chance to get well out of hand here. These officials don't screw their eyes back in. Angbazo. He'll drive in. Nice spin, and he scores! Johnny Angbazo! Back to a 2-point game.
He's got 9 points. They've been really critical off the bench. On a day where Mahoney and Memlar haven't gotten on track.
Thompson, kick out, 3-pointer. There's a foul before the shot. Yeah. Might be a battle of attrition by the time we're done.
No,
We still have 15 minutes to go.
This is on Memilar, and that's his 4th, and he's going to have to take a seat with 14:47 to go. It's been a tough day for Mason. Been in foul trouble most of the game.
Bombers have picked up the three-point shooting, and now to 5 out of 17. I guess they did that in the end of the first half. 0 for 3 so far in the second. Alderete with the catch. He has a game-high 19. Now Thompson. Hand it off there. Sikoriak. Simon down the lane, handed it off to nobody. Black comes away with it. Out in front is Davis. He'll slow up and lay it up. Nearly got blocked there. If it wasn't for the lack of height on the part of Sikoriak, he couldn't get up high enough to block the 6'6" Davis. Now a long 3. That's no good. Tip out rebound comes loose to Black. Engineers have tied the game. They can now take the lead.
Kevin Davis with 10 points on the afternoon. He's only averaging 5.5 per game. Will Rubin has 11. It's contributions like that they'll have to get from some of their support players.
Spin move Black in his spot, and that's a little bit short on Pazo, and the rebound is fought for. Johnny Pazo loves that corner. 3-point shot. Came up short that time. Driving the lane, coming to help Rubin. Now Thompson inside, kick out, open 3. Alderete, that's good. And the Bombers are back up by 3.
He is just on fire today. 9 out of 11 shooting, 22 points to lead everyone.
Mahoney. Here's Davis. Nearly stolen away by Simon.
The Engineers at times guilty of telegraphing their passes. So intent on getting it to a certain guy, they kind of signal where they're going, allowing Ithaca to react.
Rubin has 11, Davis is 10. They're both out there. Agbaza with 9 off the bench.
He's weighing in for Black now.
See who handles the ball.
Stay down! Stay down!
By committee,
Stay
I'm
down,
sure, probably
AB.
Rubin. Mahoney trying to get something going. Will fade away. Gets that to go.
He's their leading scorer. He had a tough first half with just 2 points. They need him to get going here in the second, especially with Memilar on the bench with foul trouble.
Alderete, can they slow him down? Hands it off. Layup inside off the back iron. And that's Alex Barron. And we're seeing what maybe the lack of Mitchell on the bench with the foul trouble here might be costing the Bombers. Agbazo in the lane. Trying to get to his right hand, up and in. He's just too tall when he gets down low on Alderete.
And Alderete with 3 fouls, really trying to position himself well, but not overreacting. He doesn't want to get a 4th foul, so all he could do was kind of try to hold his position, and Agbazo went right around him.
1 point lead, RPI. Thompson. Swinging around. Sinan tried the step back, closed out nicely by Wayan. 3-pointer Thompson. And that hits the rubber stanchion, the rubber connector to the ceiling. It's out of bounds, RPI ball. And we'll have a timeout on the floor, 11:59 to go. In this one, RPI up by 1.
Riley Thompson now 0 of 3 from three-point land, and he's the leading scorer in this league, so he's had a tough day. He was kind of frustrated at the end of the play. He came down and took a fall. I think he wanted to draw the foul call on the defender not giving a landing spot. Really, it didn't look like much contact there at all. But again, he's been frustrated. Other players have been sort of frustrated by the officiating here this afternoon. Some tough block charge calls going either way, frankly, but at times kind of questionable. But each team has to regroup. Look, it's 11:59 to go. 1-point game. RPI has got one of its key guys in foul trouble. Ithaca has one of its key guys in foul trouble. RPI has some of its leading scorers having off days so far. Ithaca, with the exception of Alderete, has some of its leading scorers having off days offensively. So at some point, one team's going to be looking for some sort of breakthrough. And scoring-wise, This is kind of RPI style of game. We're here at 99 points with 12 minutes to go. Engineers would like to keep it in the 60s. Ithaca coming in as a team that scores 85 a game.
Biggest lead for Ithaca today so far has been 7 points. RPI's led by as many as 8. There have been 9 lead changes and 4 ties. It's been as even as you can get. That's why we have ourselves a 1-point game with 12 minutes left.
See Dom Black back in the ball game now, and Mahoney taking a rest for the Engineers. It looks some full court pressure, at least to start.
Yep.
Now they're backing off.
Will Rubin for RPI from Mount Kisco, New York. Little give and go handoff there. Open way in 3. That's off the right rim.
He just
Now
hasn't
Black
found the
nearly
range.
stole it away. He's trying to pick the pocket of Sinan. They look down low. Extra pass. And they'll slow things up now. Now a 3-pointer, no. Rebound comes off. Stolen away by Rubin. Angbazo. High post, or low post rather. That's Black. He's triple teamed. Goes up with it with a left hand and scores. What strength by Black.
He's a strong player down low, despite being a point guard. He loves to match up with other guards down there and just sort of use his physicality to get exactly the type of shot he got there.
Kind of reminds me of Baron Davis in that regard. Just strong, built point guard. And there's a 3-pointer that's good. Tie game, another 3 for Carl. He has 4 on the afternoon.
He's a guy who came in averaging just 7.7 points per game all season.
Rubin turning and shooting down low, and it's rebounded by Alderete. He has 6 boards to go along with his 22 points. Warwick, Alderete, and now Sinan stripped by Davis, gets it back, layup is no good.
Oh.
And we got a foul, late call on Davis here, but Sinan's going to the line.
Yeah, I say, ooh, I was surprised at the late call. I mean, Davis was right on it. I didn't see any contact. It was close, but there was certainly a delay, and he thought there was going to be no call there.
Free throw's good. Ithaca back in front. As Mahoney and Memelar come back in, so RPI gets substantially bigger here with Wayan coming out.
And an interesting decision by Coach Mark Gilbride. Memelar has 4 personal fouls. He took a seat with 14:47. He was out about 4.5 minutes. Now he's back in with 10.5 to go.
Ithaca back up by 2 as Sinan makes both free throws. He's now 3 of 4 from the line. Here's Memelar. Angbazo. Rubin. Watched here by Warwick. 13 on the shot clock. Black dribbling. Rubin thought about 3. Step back, he'll take it. Off the front rim.
A good defensive set there by Ithaca. Didn't allow the Engineers anything.
Alderete stops top of the key, stood up by Rubin. Warwick driving. Now Sikoriak back to Alderete, pass inside. And now Memelar has to be careful there. It's probably why he didn't go as aggressively after that ball. Now, a reach-in foul called on Johnny Bazo.
6th foul.
Yep.
So 1 more means they're over the limit, and Ithaca will be shooting free throws on every subsequent RPI foul.
George Sikoriak driving, kicks it out. Warwick, a long 2 off the front rim. Rebound tip to Black. Will Rubin. Back to Black, and now Patrick Mahoney. Memelar to the corner. Angbazo, hesitation. Layup is no good. Draws the foul on Warwick. First foul on Warwick and the 5th foul on the Bombers in the second half.
It's, again, Ithaca kind of not very happy with the officiating calls. Warren going to talk to the ref to ask him about it. If you can tell anything by the hand sign language, sort of body language there, I think he thought he was set. And the ref said, no, you were still moving and leaning over to his left to cut off.
Ongbazo now 3 for 3 at the line today.
Mimilar back out. Came back in
12
for a minute.
points. Yep, Mimilar back out. So they're kind of continuing to slip them in when they can for a few minutes and maybe realizing they're going back on defense now. Not really playing offense-defense right now, but you're some form of it here.
Sort of, yeah, trying to nurse his time.
Right.
You know.
Well, you can.
Yeah.
Because you can't just bench him because you're going to run out of time. Free throw good for Johnny Ongbazo, and it's back to a tie game, 54 apiece. Warwick hands it off to Sinan. He's been quiet in this game, just 10 points for him. Three-pointer rattles out, almost down there for Alderete, Sebastian Alderete. Seems like everything else has fallen. Jump shot, a quick release from Mahoney. 3 Bombers battle for the rebound, but they eventually realize that and settle things down. Sinan. Crossover dribble. Finds Thompson. Alderete. Back to Thompson. Sinan for 3. Top of the arc. Got it.
He had 36 points yesterday. Been quiet most of today, but now maybe heating up. Sinan now with
2 of 8.
13.
Yep, 2 of 8 from beyond the arc for Sinan. Another change of the lead here. As back out in front. Oh, the Bombers.
Engineers looking for some sort of flow on offense. They've had a hard time moving the ball around here.
Ongbazo. Dribble drive. Steps inside. Layup is good. What a move by Ongbazo.
Alderete had the defense there, and he's got 3 fouls, so he's trying to be very cautious. Gave enough room there for Ongbazo to drive it all the way to the block.
High catch there for Alderete. Carl has been the best long-range shooter for the Bombers today. Now Sinan again. Running out of time, pulls up for 3, draws the foul, and makes the 3, I believe. Or was it a 2? 2-point basket.
Foul on Davis.
That'll be his 3rd. And a timeout here. A restless crowd, 7:20 to go. A 3-point game, a chance to make it 4 for Sinan when we come out of the timeout.
Yeah, some tough calls, both teams reacting. I can tell you, honestly, from up here, I didn't see the contact. We're a lot farther away than the officials are. Said that Davis kind of swatted with his hand and got sort of the top of the head, resulting in the foul call. So
every call is going to be scrutinized from here on out, I can tell you that.
Engineers need to try to find some sort of flow on offense. You know, Mimilar has been out with foul trouble, so he's been limited today. He's got just 6 points. Mahoney is 2 out of 7. He hasn't gotten it going. Last few trips down, they haven't moved the ball very effectively. They've been relying on guys like Ongbazo or someone to take it one-on-one, but they haven't sort of gotten a flow to the offense. Defensively, they certainly held their own so far on Thompson, and Alderete has carried the Bombers so far today. Now you got to watch out for Sinan, who is finally heating up after a slow half. He was the guy who scored 36 points here yesterday against Hobart and carried the Bombers into the finals.
.720 left. RPI looking for offense, but they've gotten a pretty balanced attack. If you look at the score sheet right now, four guys in double figures. Davis, Black, Rubin, and Ongbazo. Just no Mimilar and Mahoney. Mimilar has 6, Mahoney 4 on 2 of 7 shooting. After going 7 out of 16 in the first half from beyond the arc, RPI is only 1 for 5.
Credit the basket before the timeout to the free throw shooter for Ithaca. Number 2, Skylar Simon, shooting 1.
Free throw, in and out. So Black will bring the ball up the floor in a 1-possession game. To the corner, Rubin. Mahoney. Double team comes, finds Rubin. 3-point basket, no. Tip out rebound nicely there by Angbazo. Now Mahoney inside, hands it off to Davis, off his hands, out of bounds.
Maybe should have pulled up and shot the jumper from in the lane there. We should mention, look, RPI this season on its way to a school record 23 wins. They've made their mark by being a strong second half team and coming through in close game, one after another in the second half. So they're sort of following that script, going to have to pull through one more time here.
Rebound to Mahoney after the corner 3 is missed there by Carl. Now just 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. Davis, backdoor cut, Black, layup good. Pretty play there, and Davis is a real good passer from that high post. He showed it off there.
And a baseline cut, backdoor cut is one of Dom Black's signature offensive moves all season.
Sinan gets a high screen. Spins away, mid-range jumper, no. Rebound, Dom Black. Now RPI can go in front with the made basket. Back to Black. Angbazo hesitates, steps in, spins, right-hand shot, good! Johnny Angbazo! RPI back up by a point.
Ithaca Bomber bench exploded there. I thought there was either a travel or a clear out with the elbow by Angbazo. Not happy with the sequence right there.
Thompson trying to turn the corner. Steps inside, hands it off. Alderete backing in on Rubin. Shot is good. Just too strong for the freshman Rubin is Alderete.
They didn't want to commit the foul. It's kind of left in no man's land. No one got over to help, so just allowing him to take the shot.
Angbazo, Davis, kick to the corner. Rubin driving. Kicks it out to Mahoney. 8 to shoot. Davis for 3. Yes! Kevin Davis puts RPI up by 2.
13 points for Davis. You know, we've been saying that Mason Mimilar has been in foul trouble and Mahoney hasn't gotten on track. Who are they going to get the contributions from? Well, Kevin Davis has won today.
Thompson driving and a foul. Who'd they get? Angbazo. That's his 4th foul. So now he and Mimilar are in serious foul trouble. They've got to get him out of here, right? Yep. Mimilar coming back in for Angbazo. Free throw for Thompson is good. Mimilar replacing Johnny Angbazo, who's been RPI's best player in the second half.
Yeah, now they're going to have to try to
15.
nurse minutes for both Angbazo and Mimilar. Although we've got 4:28 to go, you wonder if they'll have Angbazo sit for another minute and
Right,
then
not
put
too
him back
long,
in.
Not too long,
Right.
but
and then just take your chances after that.
this is giving me his last break until, as that one rattles home. 63 apiece on the 2 free throws from Thompson. He has 6. 63-63 here in the title game. Rubin. High post Mimilar. Hands it off to Black. 13 to shoot. Black in the lane. Hands it off Mimilar. Layup is good.
Nice penetration by Dom Black. Set that play entirely up. Got the defenders in on him and fed off to Mimilar.
Sinan is blocked. Alderete thought about 3. Still thinking about it. Hands it off. Back to Alderete. You have to think only he or this guy, Sinan's going to shoot. 3-pointer, no. Rebound, a foul.
Well, here we are at crunch time. We said time and time again this year, the Engineers have sort of made their bones by really pulling out close games in the second half all year. Tied with 4 minutes to go. That basket by Mason gives the Engineers a 2-point lead. Now we're at 3:43, heading down to the final stretch. An automatic berth in the NCAA tournament on the line for each of these teams who have had terrific seasons this year. And you know, you kind of hope that whoever ends up losing today does get an at-large bid.
Absolutely.
It would be a shame for either of them to have to stay home for the tournament.
If there's any, justice at all, both these teams are in my opinion.
Alderete leading everybody with 24 points. Brian Carl with an unexpected 16, big 16 points for a guy averaging 7 a game for Ithaca. And Sinan has really heated up here in the second half. He now has 15. He's been maybe even their #1 option the last few minutes here. He had 36 yesterday in the win over Hobart. Over on the RPI side, they're led by Johnny Akbazo with 17 points. He's right now been on the bench, though, with 4 fouls. They've also got key contributions from Kevin Davis. He has 13 points. He's made 3 3-pointers. He's the guy that averaged just over 5 per game. They've also got 12 from Dom Black. And it's been a rough day for their 2 leading scorers. Mason Mimilar with 6, a lot of foul trouble. And Patrick Mahoney with just 4 points on 2 of 8 shooting so far this afternoon. Foul-wise, RPI are already over the limit. They have 8. Ithaca right at the limit now with 6. So the next foul, basically any foul from here on out, is going to be a shooting situation, a free throw situation.
RPI by 2. Players on the floor in foul trouble. Sebastian Alderete has 3 for Ithaca. Mimilar with 4 for RPI. And Davis with 3 for the Engineers. Mahoney gets it back. Mimilar wanting it in the post. He's pretty far out there. Driving in, pull up, no. Hands off Davis, kicks it out. Extra pass to Mahoney, 4 to shoot. Throws it back out to Mimilar. Rattles out the rebound. Davis. Oh no!
Oh. You know, that was a 50-50 ball.
They had their hands on the ball.
And because Sinan went down.
That's incredible.
And because Sinan went down, Davis got called for the foul. Boy.
That is tough.
You don't usually like to complain, but that was, I can't see that call at all. And it's been an intense second half, and certainly Ithaca has had its complaints about the officiating too, but Bombers certainly got a break on that one.
Sinan just got overpowered on that rebound with Davis stole it away from him essentially.
Yeah, they both had their hands on the ball, and because Davis was stronger.
And Rasheed Wallace is back. Ball don't lie.
Under 3 minutes to go.
Here's Mimilar. Black driving. Shake and bake. Gets blocked there, and the ball hits the baseline.
Hey, good defense by Alderete. Black was trying to do the stutter step drive to the hole, and Alderete didn't flinch, got his left hand on the ball and blocked that one. That could have been a big bucket there that would have given RPI a 4-point lead. Instead, Ithaca with a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3.
Alderete for Thompson. Tough handle there. Looked like he traveled. He did. Picked up the ball.
Tough day for Riley Thompson. You see him kind of barking about the call, feeling it was not the right call. He's the leading scorer in the league, and he's been shut down today. Just 6 points, 2 of 7 shooting.
Getting down to it. The nitty-gritty here, 2.5 to go. RPI trying to add to its 2-point lead right now. Memela, Black, Mahoney, and a hold on Sinan.
Yeah, he was determined to not let Mahoney catch the ball down on the baseline there, and he just kept shoving with his forearm until he got called for the foul.
And like it so often does, Yancey, a lot of basketball games come down to foul shooting, and it looks like this one will lean heavily on that. Mahoney to the line. I believe he's only 0 for 1. He missed the front end of a 1-and-1 earlier. Yep. First one is up, and he's good. The front end, he hits. 17 fouls on the Bombers. 5 points in the game now for Mahoney. Short. 3-point RPI lead. Engineers 7 out of 11 from the line. Pass inside, Alderete, triple team, kicks it out. Mitchell's back in there now. He sat for almost the entire second half. Here's Alderete. Hesitation. Stolen away! Angbazo! What a game he's having. The freshman on a 10-a-fly, New Jersey.
17 points, and that's his second steal. Crucial one right there.
Now playing with 4 fouls. Here's Mahoney. Step in, step out, Mahoney. Spinning in the lane, tried to pass it, and is intercepted as well.
Yeah, forced pass. Should have probably just gone up with the jumper there.
Thompson driving in a reach.
That's a forearm by Mahoney.
Oh, you're right. Thought they might have got Davis there, but it is Mahoney. That's just his second foul, but a double bonus for Thompson.
Yeah, 2 free throws. Ithaca, a good free throw shooting team, hit 8 of 8 to end the game yesterday to close out the win over Hobart as a team 71% on the year.
Thompson, no.
How's that for a jinx?
He was 2 for 2 today so far. The Bombers are just 9 out of 13, now 9 out of 14 on the day from the free throw line. That's under 70%.
He's 85% on the season, Thompson.
Goodness. Second one. That's good. 2-point game and a timeout on the floor. 1:24 left, 66-64. RPI on top here. No timeout.
And
Thought they were
just
going
a
to break.
substitution. They're taking Thompson out and putting Sikorian in for his defense.
All right, no timeout. I beg your pardon. We play on, minute 16 left. Memelar. Rubin. Driving. Kicks it out. Davis for 3. No. Rebound poked out by Mahoney. And Ithaca's going to get it back.
He got inside position, but couldn't hang on to it. Just got his left hand on it, couldn't hold it. Davis just a little bit short on that 3. Woulda, coulda, shoulda been a big basket hit. Now a chance for Ithaca to tie or regain the lead. Just 55 seconds to go. Here's Thompson. Aggressive defense by Black. Not trying to give the shooters any room.
Alderete driving and scoring. We're tied at 66.
26 points for Alderete.
And a timeout here. We have about a 10-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock here. A full timeout, RPI. You could have expected this, I guess. A tie game down to the wire with these two teams.
Last time they played right here on this floor, it was 62-60. Ithaca came up with a win by scoring, coming up with 2 big plays at the very last minute of the ball game. A steal by Mitchell to a layup. RPI missed a shot. Mitchell was fouled. He added a free throw. RPI missed a shot at the buzzer. Could be in for some sort of similar scenario here. They get you set on a couple of things. Timeouts left aren't a factor. 3 for Ithaca, 2 for RPI. Fouls, both teams are over the limit. RPI is over the double bonus limit, so any foul the Engineers commit here in the last 35 seconds would be a 2-shot foul. Anything by the Bombers, as long as it's not shooting, would be 1-and-1. But with a tie game, you're not expecting any kind of, I would think the coaches are going to be very conscious about telling their players, do not foul in this situation. Play them tough, but do not force a foul. Engineers have 25 seconds on the shot clock. Where do they go? They would love to go to Agbazo down low. Don Black has had a lot of success when he's able to post up on a player his size or smaller. Kevin Davis has hit some key threes. Rubin's a threat kind of from anywhere. Mahoney has had his best times usually on the baseline, but he's had a little bit of a rough shooting day this afternoon. And Mimilar, we'll see if Mason comes out. He's got 4 fouls. He's their best inside player, but because he's been saddled with foul trouble, hasn't gotten much going. So it's going to be Davis, Rubin, Black, Mimilar, and Mahoney. As we get set for the final 35.8 seconds. Again, a reminder, 25 seconds on the shot clock, so this won't be the last shot of the ball game.
Inbounded to Mimilar. Mahoney wants it quickly on the block. Double team comes. Mahoney turning, kicks it out. Still plenty of time, 15 to shoot, they can reset. Dribble drive there, kick out to Davis. Davis to Mahoney. Mahoney down the baseline. Jumps in, no, rebound. And a timeout Ithaca with 14.6 to go.
Boy, Mahoney got the shot he wanted in the lane right off the block. It bounced twice off the rim. It was a nice touch, just kind of trickled off the back, hit the front, hit the back, and rolled right off. And the guy who's the player of the game today for Ithaca, Alderete, right there for the rebound. And with 14.6 seconds left, now it's going to be the Bombers who get a chance to hold for the last shot. And they have a lot of options.
Ninth rebound for Alderete to go along with 26 points. It's going to be a tough call on the tournament most outstanding player. Obviously, the deciding factor in this game has a lot to do with it. It's probably Alderete if Ithaca wins. If RPI wins, who do you give it to? Mahoney was the leading scorer yesterday. He's got 5 today.
Yeah,
it's tough.
It'd be a tough call. He's also got 9 rebounds. I mean, Don Black's had good all-around games. He's got
Agbazo doubled figures in both games. Might be the guy.
Yeah.
Agbazo 17 today, had 13 yesterday. Black 12 today, and 13 yesterday. So
here's
lots to be decided.
Dangerous off the dribble.
Here's Thompson, 7 to go.
Alderete, they haven't been able to contain him one-on-one all day.
Driving in, layup, no!
Oh.
And what are they going to do?
Yeah, he called timeout before
I thought
the
he
buzzer.
did, yeah.
I mean, there might not be much left.
And you have to do a lot to draw a foul here. There was some contact on the drive for Alderete.
There was,
sure.
And at the same time, he almost clearly was trying to initiate that, the contact there. And
definitely a good no call.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he drove it like on Davis, but 2 guys collapsed, so it was almost like a 1-on-3 drive. And frankly, looking like he was trying to be. Now it looks like 0.3 is what they're putting on it.
They haven't put anything on yet. That was what was left.
Oh,
the clock didn't run all the way out.
Even though the buzzer had sounded.
Even though the buzzer sounded.
Yeah. Still conferring on the side. Can't quite tell from here.
No shot can be made. It's got to be a tip.
Yeah, if it's 0.3, what are you trying for, like a home run pass?
It's got to be a home run pass to tip in, right?
Yeah.
It's almost impossible.
And well, the other thing to watch out, frankly, is a foul call. RPI would try to draw it, and so may Ithaca, trying to look for some sort of offensive foul. I mean, if you're RPI, maybe you try to set a screen for a guy. You hope for some sort of contact. That might be your best hope. But also in this kind of situation, the officials are unlikely to call a foul unless it's really flagrant. Here we go.
Going to throw this towards the basket. Tipped up by Mimilar. And we're going to overtime.
Appropriately so. Two best teams in the league. Of course, Ithaca, the only team to beat RPI this season, did so right here in Troy, 62-60. This game, again, low scoring like we kind of expected, low scoring like RPI likes it. Neither team could just find that final shot to put away the opponent in the final minute. So here we go with overtime. 5 minutes to play. NCAA automatic bid on the line. We're tied 66 here in Troy.
I don't think RPI has gone to overtime this year, no.
One of the stats that jump out at you as we get ready for overtime here, Ithaca has made just 8 3-pointers all game. It's a marked difference than the last time they played when the Bombers made 13 on their way to an upset win. So the Engineers have done a much better job at defending the three. On the other side, turnovers is the stat that really leans in the Bombers' favor. RPI has 16. Ithaca, one of the best ball handling clubs in the league, just with 8 so far in the afternoon. So it's going to be Mimilar, Mahoney, Davis, Rubin, and Black starting the 5 out there for RPI.
5 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Overtime from East Campus Arena. Engineers win the tip. Here's Davis. Big game here for the senior, potentially playing in his last game at this home court. Now we get a foul as Memilar was clipped on the head. It's going to go on Carl, only a second foul.
And the only guy with foul trouble for Ithaca right now is Mitchell with 4, while the Engineers have 3 guys with 4, Angbazo, Davis, and Memilar.
Memilar from the line doesn't get the front end. So we're still tied. Memilar 0 for 2 from the free throw line today. There's a long 3, and that's good.
Riley Thompson is the leading scorer in the league, and he's had a tough offensive day, but like any kind of pure shooter, he's just going to keep shooting. Had enough space to get up a long 3 there. First points of overtime goes Ithaca's way.
Memilar, Davis, into Mahoney. Inside, tough shot, blocked, and a rebound to Sinan.
And they're just trying to double team Mahoney every time he gets the ball on the blocker in the lane.
Sinan's hurt.
An ankle, perhaps?
Yeah,
or,
could be. He could have just twisted
calf.
an ankle, or it could be a cramp. Yeah.
Yeah, he's holding his left calf.
He's in a, I believe, have to come out of the game.
Angbazo checking back in for the Engineers with 4 fouls, but their leading scorer so far in the afternoon with 17. It looks like Sinan's going to be out, and Warwick, number 21, back in for Ithaca.
So expect more from Thompson and also Alderete.
Yeah, because Sinan's one of their offensive threats. Now he's got to sit. Warwick's been a good ball handler, but he's not been a real scorer for the Bombers.
Here's Warwick. Thompson refuses the screen, kicks it out. Alderete. 7 to shoot. Warwick back to Alderete. Kicks it out. Thompson, another long 3. That's good.
They were so intent on cutting off Alderete that Thompson kind of just looped behind him with nobody on him. It was a long 3, but he had a clean open look. And Riley Thompson, 2 big 3-pointers here in overtime.
A situation right now for RPI. Down by 6. 3 minutes left in OT. Angbazo, he'll drive. Kick to the corner. Rubin.
Shot clock
4
down.
to shoot. Mahoney, step back, 3, blocked. Alderete. And a foul on Davis.
And he's going to be out. And Kevin Davis, one of his best offensive games of the year, 13 points, hit some three-pointers, big buckets, but now he's fouled out. And not only that, but Alderete is going to head to the line with a chance to make this an 8-point Ithaca lead with just 3 minutes or 2:59 to go. So now a big, big hole here for the Engineers.
They need a spark from somebody. Remember, Johnny Angbazo also has 4 fouls. Memelar's in. He has 4. And 2 shots coming up from the line for Alderete. Already has 26. He's 2 for 2 so far, now 3 for 3 from the line. And the Bombers have scored the first 7 points of overtime. And that's where it will remain as he misses the second. Black to Mahoney, and RPI probably needs to pick up the pace here at the offensive end a little bit more. Black driving. Kicks it out to Rubin. Thought about 3. Angbazo kicks it out again. Long 3 for Rubin. That's short. And a good read on the rebound by Black. Sticks it up and in. Tom Black.
Surprised he didn't draw the foul call there as well. Carl kind of bumped him with the body and leaned over left to get to him, but let him play.
Ithaca timeout. 5-point game with 2:21 to go. A huge rebound and putback for Dom Black there. As RPI's offense had stagnated, Rubin took a 25-footer. Not a high percentage shot.
Well, they kind of couldn't generate an open shot. That was the first clear look they had, so Rubin went ahead and took it. As mentioned, that Dom Black is a 6'2" point guard, and that was his 10th rebound on the ball game. He has been the Engineers' leading rebounder all year. He plays a lot bigger than his height inside the paint. So now 73-68, 2:21 left. Engineers got to really clamp down on defense. You got to watch out for Alderete, sure, with the ball, but they've also kind of lost sight of Thompson the last 2 trips down the floor, and he's had open threes.
Inbounded here to Sinan. He has 15 today. Had to kind of grind it out. Points came easy for him yesterday, 36 in the semifinal. Alderete. Driving, spinning, layup, no good. The rebound out to Sinan. Tipped out by Carl. And a fresh 35 with under 2 minutes to go. Or, excuse me, fresh 20. Forgot about that new rule we were talking about from a couple of years ago. Comes into play here. 5 to shoot. Sinan, 1. Tough shot, didn't catch the rim. Rubin wants to run. Bombers get back in a hurry.
Bombers defense, look, credit them. They've been in the face of RPI all game. They really react to the pass, do their rotations well.
And now stripped away from Black by Mitchell.
Was kind of trying to force the play, got double teamed. Didn't see Mitchell coming over for the help and getting the steal.
And a foul by Black, putting
now
Thompson on the line.
And now this is a dangerous situation for the Engineers. Down by 5. They know they couldn't let Ithaca just run down 30 seconds at a time here. So they're forced to foul. But Ithaca's a pretty darn good free throw shooting team. They put away Hobart yesterday by making their final 8.
First free throw is good. Back to a 6-point lead for the Bombers. As Barron comes back in.
Bombers were the preseason pick of the coaches to win it all in the Liberty. They spent most of the season in 3rd place, came back and tied Hobart for 2nd. Eliminated St. Lawrence in the quarterfinals and Hobart yesterday in the semifinals, and now they're got a 7-point lead with a 1:11 to play.
RPI, if they're going to play the foul game, they have to start making some three-pointers. Yes.
Sinan's going to get called for the foul. He got hit by the elbow of Mahoney, but what happened was he came in right on him.
Stuck his nose in there, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
literally.
The benefit for the Engineers there
Still
is
a
they get a
1-1.
chance for
Yeah.
2 points without the clock running right now.
Still a 1-1, as that's just the 9th team foul.
Mahoney's just been 1 of 3 from the line so far this afternoon.
Wayans in for RPI to chuck some threes, I'm sure. First free throw is good for Mahoney. Exactly a minute to go in overtime. Mahoney. Strong on the second. Alderete a rebound. Thompson with a reach, and there's a blocking foul as Black tried to draw a charge.
Yeah, there's a situation there where they almost have to foul Tom Black, trying to cut off the sideline and perhaps get the charge call, but he didn't get there in time to establish position.
Free throw's good for Thompson.
He's had a strong second half and a strong overtime period here for the Bombers. Hit 2 3-pointers way beyond the three-point line to just set the tone here in overtime, and it's been all Ithaca in the extra period.
8-point game, 55 seconds left. Rubin gallops up the floor. Calls for
Looking
a screen.
For a screen so he can get a three-pointer off.
Mahoney driving.
Oh, boy.
And another offensive foul. Another call on Mahoney here.
And it's just gone all Ithaca's way here in overtime. Thompson hit 2 deep three-pointers from that left side, and that just kind of set the tone. Engineers haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Kind of frustrated at times here, trying to force drives into the paint like Mahoney was trying to there. Look, he's in desperation. They're down by 8. But kind of emblematic of the offensive troubles they've had from the set offense through a good part of the second half here. And so now we're looking at 44.8 seconds left. It's going to take somewhat of a basketball miracle to pull this one off. And if it doesn't happen, the Engineers will be sitting here with a 23-4 record, most wins in school history, and waiting to hear from the NCAA whether they will qualify for what's really not many at-large berths in the Division III tournament.
No, there are not.
Unlike the NCAAs, where they're
The Division I,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, the Division I. There's not many in Division
There's
III.
40-some automatics bids.
And this is going to parade to the free throw line.
Engineers foul number 20, Tom Black, his third personal. To the line for Ithaca, number 3, Riley Thompson, shooting 2.
Cooper Macklin's since come into the game for the first time. Chevy Chase, Maryland, for Ithaca. Free throw's good for Thompson.
11 points. 11 points for Riley Thompson in this overtime. He's got 11 of their 12. He had 7 when the game ended, and his total is going to look a lot better thanks to just an amazing overtime session here for the guy who was the leading scorer all year in the conference, who had a tough day.
Yeah,
They really held him in check. 7 points.
he didn't do a whole lot yesterday either. He had 14 yesterday on 4 of 13 shooting.
But he has accounted for almost all the offense for either team here in overtime.
Three-pointer, no. Rebound tipped out to the Engineers.
Well, yeah, just desperation time now. They're going to have to just kind of jack up the first open look, or even if they don't have an open look, as soon as they can.
It's a 10-point game. And that's just thrown right away to Alderete. And Wayne's going to foul.
And the guy who you could make a strong case should be the MVP of this tournament is going to head to the line.
Yep.
Sebastian
That'd be my
Alderete.
vote if I had one. Yeah,
it would be
Alderete.
mine as well. It would be mine as well. Sinan carried him yesterday, but
Yeah.
Alderete had a good game yesterday, and he's just been the guy that's carried him through the entire game today. They got help from Carl early, who hit a lot of surprising offense in the first half.
It was
and
Carl Alderete early, yeah.
Yep, and Riley Thompson's been the guy to carry the load here in overtime, but really without this guy at the line, Alderete, throughout the game, the Bombers would not be looking at a tournament championship.
Ruben layup no, and nothing has fallen here for RPI in overtime.
Now they might not even foul.
No.
11-point game, shot clock is off, and that's going to be it. Ithaca, the only team to beat RPI at home here in Troy, and not only have they done it once, but they have done it twice, and they are going to be your Liberty League basketball tournament champions and win the automatic bid for the NCAAs.
That was a good run here for the Engineers. Got to hope that they're going to still be dancing when it comes to next weekend. They'll find out, I believe, today or tomorrow.
A tough game, hard fought all the way, which you kind of expected. We go back to the end of regulation. Remember, it was tied at 66. Engineers had the ball with about 20 seconds to play. They got it into Mahoney on the block on the right side. He put up a soft jumper. It kissed the rim twice and just rolled off the back end. Neither team got a really great shot after that. But that could have been the game winner. Instead, we go to overtime. And the contrast there was RPI could not find its offense at all, and Riley Thompson just came alive, scored, I believe, finished with 11 points in overtime, I think 18 overall. We don't have this right in front of me right this second, but 2 big three-pointers, and then that was it. That just kind of broke the back of the Engineers and made the difference in this game.
RPI falls in the league championship here, 80-69. Ithaca Bombers are your Liberty League champs. They're, as Yancey mentioned earlier, new to the Liberty League to a certain extent, but not new to winning basketball. And they've taken up that here after joining the league. They win the league title here. And RPI will still hope to make it to the NCAA tournament. They haven't gone since 08-09 was the last time they won the league up in St. Lawrence. But automatic bid goes to the Bombers, who celebrate on center court here. Got to credit the RPI fans who came out to cheer on the Engineers, not just today, but yesterday too. And they made a lot of noise, and we're hoping to see the Engineers pull off the win today, but as it happened also in men's soccer in the fall, the top-seeded RPI team does not win the league title. In their case, they also made the tournament, so RPI has to hope for the same in that regard for this RPI men's basketball team, but a tremendous regular season and postseason run that falling in overtime is nothing to be ashamed of here to this quality Ithaca team.
Yeah, a terrific season, some seniors, an amazing last season here. And hopefully it goes
hopefully
one
still
more
going.
game.
Yeah, right.
It might be one more game. They're 23-4 right now, but you got
or more.
Kevin Davis, who had a terrific game today. Mitchell Wayan as well. RPI seniors had an amazing run this year. Set a school record for victories in one season. Tied a school record for consecutive wins. They have a strong case. They dominated the league. So they do have a strong case to get an at-large bid to the Division III basketball tournament. The tough factor for them is, of course, there's not that many at-large bids at stake because there's so many conferences.
Only 20-something, right?
In Division III. And, stay tuned. Look out to rpiathletics.com. I'm sure as soon as word is out, you'll know whether the Engineers got in or not. But sort of a sad farewell, disappointing ending. But man, what a terrific season overall! A record-setting season here in 2020 for the RPI men's basketball team.
The selection show is tomorrow, if you're wondering, at 12:30 Eastern Time on NCAA.com. You can see who, if the Engineers are one of those teams to make it to the field of 64. It would be the first time since 08-09. You'll have to check out that as Yancey and I have to get out of here. I want to thank everyone, all of our folks here at RPI TV. Great crew all weekend. They were able to bring you all 3 games of this tournament in sparkling HD. Great production quality as always from RPI TV. For Yancey Roy, I'm Perry Lascaris. Once again, thanking you for watching today's game in the Liberty League Championship. It was the Ithaca Bombers 80 and the Engineers 69. You've been watching live coverage of Liberty League basketball on RPI Basketball on RPI TV.
He finished this afternoon's championship game with a double-double of 28 points and 11 rebounds. Ladies and gentlemen, from Ithaca College, number 10, Sebastian Anthem. Presented by League Associate Commissioner Katie Leroy to the co-captains of Ithaca College, Riley Thompson, Sebastian Anthem, and Cooper Macklin. With a 23-5 record, the 2020 Liberty League champion, Ithaca Bombers. Championship tournament beginning this coming Friday and Saturday. On behalf of everyone for Western Polytechnic Institute and the Liberty League, thank you for coming out and supporting the 2020 Liberty League Men's Basketball Championship Tournament here in Shore, New York. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Please drive home safely. And once again, congratulations to my Bombers. No luck for the rest of the way. Please drive home safely.